Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday evening. I'm just setting this up, making sure we're live and everything's going well. We'll see if we've got it. Oh, looks like we're going. We're moving and grooving. Sure. Oh, looks like we're going. All right. Hello. Good afternoon. This is Tara with Tara Beth Stamps. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in mid-Missouri. Today we are going to do a fun fold, and we are going to use the True Beauty stamp and die set, and I forgot it over here. Trying a new setup today. Hey Rosie, thanks for joining me. Hey Karen, hope you guys had a happy Father's Day. If you've got a man in your life, I hope you got to spend a little bit of time with them, or at least was able to connect. So today's card, we are going to use some of that gorgeous new DSP that's available from the Stampin' Up! Host set in the annual catalog. Let me grab it here. The name of that is Design a Day, Design a Daydream, and it's got all sorts of gorgeous paper and tons of beautiful prints that you can use. So here's just a kind of a glimpse of some of that gorgeous paper. So by using that, hey Mary, thanks for joining me. Hope you had a good trip, good safe trip. So this is the set that we're going to use. We're also going to use the Charming Sentiment stamp set and die for the sentiments. So I'll need to grab that because I don't have it. So first thing we're going to do is we'll do a little stamping first. That way we can let that ink dry before we die cut. So if I'm a little frazzled, we had a barbecue this afternoon for those dads. My husband's father is no longer with us, so there's another man that he is kind of latched onto. So they came over and we had a house full till about, let's say 2 minutes ago. Yeah, so... All right, so what I'm going to use today is the True Beauty stamp set, and I'm only going to use this flower because I found that it coordinates beautiful with that Design a Daydream paper. So I'm using these 3 colors. So this is Daffodil Delight, Blackberry Bliss, and Petal Pink. So we're going to just do a little stamping on some basic white here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp one of those flowers in blackberry. I'm going to cut this and grab my cloth to clean it here. So I've got my chamois here that I'm using to clean my stamp set off. We're going to use a little of that Daffodil Delight, and we are going to stamp that, clean it off. And then we're going to use some Petal Pink. So we've got some exciting things going on with Stampin' Up! I'm just going to kind of talk about that a little bit while we're stamping these same images. There we go. Stampin' Up! Has free shipping on Thursday, I believe it is. So any order here in the US that's over $75, you're going to be eligible for free shipping, which is super awesome. I always like to bulk up on my things that I'm going to use all the time. I have a list already. So it looks like I need some Poppy Parade. I need some envelopes. Man, I run out of envelopes faster than anybody. Susan always bails me out when I run out. All right, so here we go. So the reason that we're going to stamp these and kind of set them aside is just because this darker, especially the Blackberry Bliss, sometimes that needs a little time to cure and dry a little bit before we die cut. So we're going to do that first. I'm going to grab another piece of basic white, and we are going to do some of the Old Olive for the stems and stuff. So yes, so we've got free shipping going on one day this week. We also have, I have my paper share for the July mini catalog that's going to be available, I guess, in like 13 days. Not that I'm counting, but something like that. So my paper and product share, you're going to get over 200 pieces of a sampling of all of the cardstock and the specialty paper. And I like to do that because sometimes I find that some of the DSP that I thought I would love, I really don't love. Excuse me. And then some of it that I didn't think I would love, I fall in love with quickly. All right. So I'm going to set this aside. Timmy, if you're on, can you grab me a glass of water? Okay, I'm going to set those aside and kind of let them dry over here. And now I'm going to take a piece of 5 1/4 by 12. And I'm going to take my Simply Score tool, which I don't see. So I'll grab my paper trimmer instead. Oh, there it is. All right, I'm going to take my Simply Score tool, and I am going to score this at 4 inches. Here we go. We're going to score it at 6 3/4. 6 3/4. There we go. 6 3/4. There we go. I can't see your all's post, that's why. Okay, and then 9 1/2. So if I miss any questions, because I can't see the comments, or I miss saying hello to someone, I apologize. I'll come back through at the end of the night and we'll catch up on all of that. So I chose this paper because both sides are simply beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in at the 4 mark. And I'm going to take my a burnishing tool, bone folder, I guess, and give that a good crease. Then I'm going to flip it back, give it a nice clean crease, and then I'm going to fold this one in. So what that's going to do is that's going to give us 2 of the same next to each other, and then this one's going to be different. So what I'm going to do is take my stamping seal and just run it along the edge as well as pretty close to the score mark, and I'm going to fold it in and seal that down. So basically we're going to have a small accordion excuse me, that we're going to put on just a standard piece of cardstock. So this isn't it's just the panel. So I'm going to go ahead and add that on there and make sure that I have it lined up easily and correctly. All right, so here we go. So there's going to be your card base. So what I have is, this is Blushing Bride, so I'm not going to adhere that because that's the wrong color. And so what I want to do is I want to set that in there so that it's not going to be seen. So see right there. This is Petal Pink, which is what we're using. And so I'm going to grab my stamp set. And so this is the Charming Sentiment stamp set, which I absolutely love. It's got an amazing set of sentiments that are awesome, but the dies are the real kicker here. I've made a card today using the candle, lots of the hearts and stars, the woohoo, which matches one of the great celebration items that's going to be out next month. So I'm going to stamp Faith Over Fear with that Blackberry Bliss again on some basic white. Okay. I love the font on this one as well. It's super pretty. I like cards that have a different font. Okay. All right, so what I did was I die cut a piece of Petal Pink with the Scallop Contours die, So I think this is the third one in. So we're going to adhere that to the front of the card. I am so sorry. My nose has started running and that cough's terrible. All right, so I'm only putting seal on half of the die cut because I'm going to line it up here, and we're going to have some hanging over, so we don't want to have that over there. All right, so I'm going to cut this in half so this will actually fit into my mini folder. We'll see how much we can die cut. Here, so I'm bringing in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. So if you don't have one of these machines, this is something that you absolutely have to have, because it sits right on your desk. You don't have to get up and move. It doesn't take up a lot of room. Oh, that's not the piece that I want. This is the piece that I want. All right, so I'm going to just line that up along with our leaves. All right, I'm going to run this through so we'll have all of our greenery cut in one fell swoop. All right, we'll set that down. Pop all of that out. Now we will take our flowers and we will line that up.
What's up, Malin?
Sounds like my son just got home. He had a hockey game today. I hope they won. It was the championship. So he's done that this summer. That's something new for us. All right. So there's one set of flowers. Go ahead and pull these out. We'll do another set here. All right. We'll have one more. Oh, and then we'll have the sentiment as well to die cut. That one looks like it slipped a little bit, but that's okay because it's kind of going underneath, so it'll be all right. And there we go. So as you can see, there's not a lot of resistance. This one cuts really nice and quick. Throw that away. Then we will grab out the Faith Over Fear. And so some of these are kind of hard to tell what they are, but if you look really carefully, it doesn't take a whole lot to figure it out. And I've seen where some people have just kind of die cut them out in black and put it on the back of their magnet to kind of give them an idea of what all is there. So I'm gonna shut that baby up. There's our sentiment. Put all the dies on their magnets so I don't lose them. All right, and now let's get to assembling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my card base once I can find it. Oh, here it is. There we go. And I'm just going to lay out how I think it'll look the nicest. So because I have the Petal Pink ink or cardstock here, I kind of want to put this in the corner so so maybe there's a little bit of a transition there. So I kind of like it like that. And then we'll just feed in these small flowers and leaves. So I'm going to do this with a combination of different product. I'm going to use a little bit of liquid adhesive here. There we go. Now I got too much. All right, so I'm just going to kind of stick that on there. And then I'm going to take my yellow flower with the Daffodil Delight and stick it right there. And I think these other two I'm going to add some dimensionals so that I can have exactly that, a little bit of dimension. So we'll do the Blackberry Bliss first. There we go. And then I think I'm going to feed this under a little bit. Yeah, I like that. All right. And so really, I think I'm going to cut this leaf in half and maybe feed that. Yeah, there we go. I like that. I'm going to feed this one leaf down here and feed this second leaf maybe down here. Perfect. Where did the sentiment? I bet it's underneath. Oh, no, it's not. Well, we'll add the embellishments and maybe it'll pop up here. Like I said, I moved my craft table yesterday, and so I'm a bit out kiltered here. All right. Baby boy's headed out to wrestling camp. I gotta grab a quick hug and kiss. Have fun and be safe.
Okay.
Ooh! And they're flying today. Here we go. We'll add one there. We'll add one there. And then we'll add one over here. There we go. And I'm going to steal this sentiment so you can see me put it on there. So there's that faith over fear. We're just going to stick it right there. All right, so that's the outside of the card. For the inside, all we're going to do is take that same flower that we used in the very beginning and add a little Blackberry Bliss to the corner here. And so nothing says that your insides has to be white. So I love to use colored cardstock. And Faith Without Fear, in my opinion, goes perfect with everything's gonna be okay. Because sometimes you just have to have somebody say, hey, you know, everything's all right. You know, it may seem like the end of the world, but what better time to send a card than when someone really needs to have a friend and say, hey, it's all good. All right. So we will set this out of the way. Add that to the inside with a little seal. I've started using Stampin' Seal a little more because of my reels. All right, and so that's what your card looks like. The dimensions are going to be on my blog tomorrow, I promise. I'm actually got it measured out already and done. For the envelope, I just added another stamped flower and the DSP on the outside. So this is a wonderful card to make, and you can make tons of them, and I love to use the DSP when I get so much of it for such a great price. So if you need that DSP, reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to help you grab that. It'll take a little bit, but we can do it. If you've got any questions, give me a shout out. Sorry I couldn't see the comments tonight, and I seemed a little frazzled, but I appreciate you spending your Sunday night with me. If you've got any questions, like I said, reach out. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. If you need a catalog, reach out. I'll get that to you. And I will see you here again next week at 7 o'clock Central for another card from Tara Beth Stamps. Have a great Sunday. Thanks.